Today's episode of the Bleav in Steelers podcast is brought to you by betonline.ag. And the NFL draft is over, free agency is wrapped up, but the NBA playoffs is underway, NHL playoffs is underway as well. You've got Steph versus LeBron tonight. So in the play-in tournament, there's a lot you can bet on, and BetOnline is the place to do it.
Always something you can bet on, man. It seems like sports is year-round, especially football. I was watching a little bit of football, the spring league football last night, but again, you said, the NHL playoffs, and I think tonight, like you said, basketball playoffs start tonight. So with any wager you want to do, y'all might as well go to BetOnline because they always got any kind of focus you need to bet on.
Head to the website betonline.ag or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. All right, cue the music. It's time to start the show. Welcome to the Bleav in Steelers podcast on the Bleav Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mark Bergin, joined as always by my guy, two-time Super Bowl champion and 12-year veteran of the NFL, Ike Taylor. And IT, I'm going to give you the reins here in just a second to introduce our guest today. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised you're even friends with our guest today, considering he had a pick six against your Steelers in Super Bowl 45. But I'll go ahead and let you introduce today's guest.
Speaking of Super Bowl, we got HBCU, Bethune-Cookman, great coming out of Florida, the state of Florida, man. Again, they did beat us in the Super Bowl when we played the Packers in Dallas, and it hurts, but I'm glad he's just part of the family. Our kids play football together, AAU, won some championships together, very athletic. I guess it just runs through the bloodline. But I'm talking too much, but I would like to introduce, Nick Collins, a HBCU, Bethune-Cookman, great Packer head, cheesehead, whatever you want to call it. Even though I hate that we lost to them boys in the Super Bowl, but at the same time, it's just good to be part of the family, especially when it comes down to Orlando, working with the kids, coaching our kids on the same team. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, Nick Collins.
Man, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on the show, man.
For sure.
Like you said, man, our kids play ball together, and it's just been fun, getting to know you on a personal level, getting to know your son on a personal level, and just, even though we had our little beef in the NFL for a time, but hey, it is what it is, man. I'm just glad we able to just enjoy life and be there for them.
Nick, I see on social media that you're dancing on TikTok with your daughter. I know your son plays football. You were telling us before the start of the show that he's got games upcoming in the next few days. But in your downtime, what do you like to do?
Man, just relax, man. Just get my exercises in, work out, go hang with the fellas at the cigar bar, have me a drink every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, I just enjoy life, man. That's about it.
So, Nick, got a question.
Yeah.
You coming out of high school, man, what made you want to go to a HBCU school in Bethune-Cookman right down the street?
I had family ties there. My father played there at Bethune-Cookman, so I always been around HBCU, black college football. So it wasn't that hard to make a decision once I didn't get the opportunity to go D1 like I thought I was. But, at the same time, it still was a blessing for me to just, find a home at Bethune-Cookman. They'll open their arms up to me. Once I got there the first year, I didn't even play football. I wanted to learn how to be a student. Being in black college is kind of different. You're around, your people all day. And, it was an adjustment for me. And but at the same time, I just had to figure it out. But once I figured it out, I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I was able to get on the football field, make a couple plays, And, you know, in college, I had 13 interceptions in my career, the 3 years that I played there. And the rest is history. You know, I was able to get drafted for the Packers in the second round. And it was just a dream come true.
So speaking of adjustment, Nick, going to an all-black college and then going to and getting drafted in the second round to the Packers, how was that adjustment in that atmosphere? So you go to an all-black college, then you get drafted in a majority in Wisconsin, and being a cheesehead is, you know, pretty much Caucasian. So how did you decipher and figure that part out, Nick?
Oh, man, it wasn't that hard, you know, being from a small town. What was that? The population was maybe 5,000, and, you know, 70% was Caucasian, white folks. And so I was able to make that adjustments once I got to Green Bay. That wasn't the problem. It was dealing with the weather was the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing. You know, I never been around snow like that. I saw snow growing up, but I never been in snow, had to be in it, play in it, and drive in it like I had to do for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest part. Then understanding the game and how fast the game is. And each level, the game get faster. It doesn't slow down. So coming from black college, we played man-to-man. We was in your face 24/7, man-to-man. You had a free safety over the top. Every once in a while, we'll go two-man. But other than that, it was man-on-man. And in black college, you know, if you the man, you play everywhere. You go from safety, you go to the nickel, you play corner. So that helped me a lot, you know, once I got to the league, because I was versatile. I can play anywhere on the field, and the Packers saw that in me. So once I got drafted, they drafted me as a corner instead of a safety. Then I think they lost Darren Sharp at that time. He went to Minnesota, and they was like, "Oh, we're gonna move you to safety." I was like, "Okay, cool. It don't matter where I play. I just want to play football."
Got you.
That's how that happened.
I want to go back to something you said, Nick, in terms of adjusting to the weather in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. At what point did you realize that the frozen tundra was actually a reality and not just a myth?
It didn't take long. It was in September. It was like mid-September. It was 40 degrees outside. I was like, "What is this? I ain't used to this." And 2 weeks later, 6 inches of snow hit the ground. My rookie year, I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a lot."
What was your technique? I know Ike always tells me about his Steelers teammates used to rub Vaseline on their arms, and there's something psychologically of, you know, you're wearing short sleeves even when it's frigid cold out. But what was your strategy?
Yeah, we did the same thing. We had Vaseline. We had this ointment called Warm Skin.
Yep.
You put on, and you just go out there. You know, at this time, it's about business. Your job is to go out here, play football, put on a show for the fans, and win games for the organization. So, and you know, and obviously that paycheck. If I don't perform, I ain't gonna get no paycheck. They're gonna send me to the house. So,
right.
All that in your head, and you just go out there and just start having fun. Once you out there in the elements, you just don't think about it no more. You just there to do your job.
Yeah, it's you know, no play, no pay.
Absolutely.
And that's how it was. But we're gonna get to this Super Bowl. That was going on my third Super Bowl. That was going into your first Super Bowl, and I was thinking, man, 3 sounds better than 2. And I kind of already had in my head, man, we should beat the Packers. But one thing we did share was we ran pretty much the same defense, and we had pretty much the same guys at that strong safety position, different guys. You had Charles Woodson, I had Troy Polamalu. Right. So I looked at Troy in awe every time I played with Troy, and I looked at Charles Woodson in awe and watching him on tape. And you give props when props is due. We shared DP too. I think he was there with DP.
Yep.
So DP was my defensive back coach early on in my career. I think he was he your safety coach?
Yeah, he was a safety coach. Yep.
Yeah, so we shared a lot of things. We shared the same defense as well, too. Yep. So it's a lot of good things we share. But man, I just want to congratulate you, even though it hurts, on winning the Super Bowl. You know, we sat, Troy and I sat and watched the confetti come down on y'all and watched us get roped off. And I was on the bad end of that stick. Right. And when I took a shower, I didn't cry. But when I got on the bus, I cried like a baby. And you know, one of them cries where you can't really breathe, where you just be crying and you can't breathe, and you be trying to talk and you can't breathe. That was one of them cries. Yeah, it didn't hit me till I got on the bus. Right. Like, dang, I lost. But that was probably one of my – people ask me all the time, what you think was one of your best games? I'm like, man, that was one of my best games. And I'm playing with a Hall of Famer or play with a Hall of Famer in Ben Roethlisberger. You also play with a future Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers was on point so much that game, all Dick LeBeau came back to us and said, ain't nothing we can do. Like, y'all in position, he just threading the needle in every hole. So hopefully he can get cold, and he never got cold. That was the goddamn problem. This dude never got cold throughout the whole game. So Big Ben for me is probably the only quarterback can really play in Pittsburgh because of his style of play. Aggressive, park ball like, able to extend plays when he wants to. Talk about Aaron Rodgers and how he played and what you saw. That makes him a Hall of Famer.
Man, just the way he carried himself on the field, you know, a lot of people don't like it. Like he talked down on the players. It's not that. He want to be perfect on everything he do. And that's the emotion that you see sometimes when he's like, dang, like I messed up the play or the receiver wasn't there in the right spot. But what makes him so special, man, the way he can extend plays, can throw the ball from different angles. It doesn't matter. He feel like he can make every throw, and he believed that. So it just made the game much easier for the receivers. Y'all just need to be in the spot. I get you the ball, and practicing it against him every day. And before him, I had Brett Favre. So you look like Big Ben for you. I think Brett Favre was like Big Ben. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. I agree.
Take chances, whatever. So it was a little opposite with A-Rod, because if it wasn't perfect, he ain't gonna throw. He ain't just gonna give the ball up. He's gonna throw it out of bounds, or it's going in the dirt, or defense make a hell of a play. And just like you said, in that Super Bowl, like he was just on fire through that whole playoff. The whole playoff run, he was on fire. I think in that whole playoff, in those 4 games that we played with winning the Super Bowl, he probably had 25 incomplete passes.
That's crazy.
25 complete incompletion. So right there, let you know, like, this guy is special. And like you said, we shared the same defense. And we had pretty much kind of the same guys. And, you know, like Charles Woodson was our leader that we looked up. And when he went down in the Super Bowl, but it was a little scary. So tell me what the halftime speech was like from Seawood. Man, a whole bunch of tears. It was a whole bunch of tears, man.
I heard that halftime speech was something special.
It was epic, man. Like, you know, he came in with like, this is it, man. I need this. If I don't have it, like, I can't even explain. I like it was crazy. Like, everybody could just see the hurt because he couldn't finish the game. Like, I'm finally here in the Super Bowl and I can't even finish the game. You know, and when he was in Oakland with the tuck rule with Tom Brady, that should have been the first Super Bowl he went to, but that got taken away from him. Then to have the broken collarbone in the Super Bowl, it was just, man, like, I can't believe it then. But every play, what made it so special, he was on the sideline, pain and all. Every play, it's a clip on the internet where you can see me and him talking on the sideline, he in the sling, and he was like, tell Sam to do this or do that. And at one point, I knew it was going to Wallace on the sideline. It was like a 33-yard touchdown, 23-yard touchdown on a go route. I say, Sam, hey, go to go route. He missed Wallace on the line, and I'm coming over. All he had to do is just hit him a little bit. That I would have got my second pick, right? So when I get to the sideline, I was like, get him out the game. We don't need him in the game. I need somebody that's going to listen to me, listen to what the game plan is so we can win this game. This when it was crazy. Y'all can't. I think at this time it was
the momentum was changing.
Yeah, it was 23-21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't need nobody out there like ain't ready for this. This big time.
Hey, the intensity is high, man. I heard Kendrick Perkins, he was talking about, you know, he think basketball is harder because of the 7-game series. Yeah. Man, when you only playing football in the playoffs, you got to be a sniper. It's a one shot, one kill.
That's
it. You don't get a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth shot. Man, you got one shot, and that Eminem song, Removing Yourself, and you got to live in that moment. That's football playoffs time right there. Man, you got to live in the moment, and you only get one time. But I guess we got something alike, because I had a pick in the Super Bowl, and you had a pick in the Super Bowl. I know how it feels to me. Tell me how it feels to you, because that goes down to history, to have an interception in one of the biggest games in the world at that time.
It does. Like, you know, it stems from media day. So, you know, in media day, you know, you get your core guys, you know, it's like 13 guys they pick to go sit on the podium on media day. But, you know, everybody going to have a chance to talk to the media. But to sit on that podium in front of everybody, that's huge. So I'm sitting there the whole time. It's like a 30-minute, like, media time. And everybody, all the media just walking by. So the last 3 minutes of media day, they come by like, Collins, you finally made it to the Super Bowl. How you feel? I say, first of all, I've been sitting here 30 minutes, and it's the first time y'all want to say something to me.
They thought you was a scrub.
Yeah, like I'm a scrub. I was like, don't even worry about it. I say, after this Super Bowl, y'all gonna know who Nick Collins is, right? And I got off the podium. I walked into the hotel. I walked back to the bus, to the locker room, and to the bus. And I was like, getting ready for that game. I say, I got to make a play. Whatever the play it may be, calls, fumble, whatever, interception, whatever, scoop and score, I'm running this all in my head. So I'm playing this through my head the whole time. And when I saw that ball floating up in the air, the whole thing I'm thinking about is, don't drop this ball. Because, you know, the easiest ones, the ones you drop easy. Like,
hey, believe me, I know about drop balls. I dropped plenty of them. But carry on.
It just like, it's taking forever for the ball to come down. Like, please don't drop this ball. Please don't drop. So when I caught it, I was like, and corralled the ball, I was like, okay, let's get to the end zone. My whole purpose was to get in the end zone and like let the world know, like, well, I ain't no scrub. Listen, I looked up at this time. I'm probably one of the top 3 safeties in the league. Is
correct.
And Aaron Reed, and you can put it in whatever order you want to. That's how I looked at it. And you know, in a 4-year span, I had 17 picks. I was leading the league in those 4 years with 17 picks. With I think Ed Reed was like 15.
It was you and Ed.
Yeah. Yep. Like, let me hop in here. Let me hop in here because, like, you always tell me about how pay attention to what the players are saying. And in preparation for today's conversation, I read about what your teammate says about you, Charles Woodson, Nick, and he says, you know, if not for your neck injury, you would be a Hall of Fame player.
Easy.
And I know you've been asked about your injury a lot, but what I was curious about is, in lieu of all of that, how did it feel to you after the Super Bowl, after all this happens, to be recognized in the Packers Hall of Fame?
That was huge. Like I said, like you bet on yourself, and I was always betting on myself. And the whole purpose once I got drafted in the league was like make it to the first 5 years. Boom, I made it to my first 5 years. Then the next was like make it to the second 5 years. Then after that, I'm stealing. You know what I'm saying? So and you make it to your second contract. Basically, you want to try to make it to that second contract. That's what you're like, okay, I done made it a little bit. But to get recognized and having Charles Woodson to come up there and introduce me and be a voice and just listen to him, carry on and say the things that he said about me was special. Like, and I couldn't believe it. Like, to this day, I still can't believe it. Like, I'm in 3 different Hall of Fames. I'm in the Packers, I'm in the MEAC Hall of Fame, and I'm in Bethune-Cookman Hall of Fame. If you would have asked me that about 6 years ago, I was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna be in nobody Hall of Fame. Then in the past couple of years, I done been in the top 100 for the National Football League Hall of Fame. So I'm like, wow, I must have did something real special. And I know I was good, but to this day, I'm like, how good was I? Like, I to this day, I'm afraid to just sit down and just watch myself play a whole game, just for the simple fact of like, because I'm so critical on myself. Like, dang, I missed that tackle that game. So I ain't even looking at the good stuff and don't realize what other people were seeing. All I'm thinking about the bad stuff that I did in the game.
At the time, now you got time to reflect.
Right.
But at the time, especially while we playing, we ain't thinking about what we doing. No. When we do good, we feel like that's expected. Yeah. We always remember the tackle or the call or the technique that we didn't do throughout the game. The media catch, your family, your friends will catch what you done good. But while you're on the field, you ain't never looking at, man, this is what I done did good on the field, because within yourself, like you said, you betting on yourself, and make sure y'all go to Bet Online, AG. But you betting on yourself, and you understand, man, I'm supposed to be doing this, you know? But for you to say the MEAC, for you to say the Bethune-Cookman, for you to say the Packers Hall of Fame, out of 8 years, that's an impressive career. 17 picks in 8 years is impressive. At the time, it was you, Troy, Seawood, and Reed. Y'all was hot in like a 5-year span when it came down to interceptions. So that's, I'm going to tell you, even though you might not want to say it yourself because you're trying to be humble, I get it. But I'm going to tell you, to be in 3 different Hall of Fames in 8 years, that's saying a lot. Would have gave you 12 more, you probably would have been in the Hall of Fame for the NFL. And it's still not a long distance away. Just for you to get mentioned,
right?
It's saying a lot, But yeah, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you your flowers now. You had a heck of a career, dog. You had a heck of a career, and this is more impressive than anything coming from an HBCU. MEAC, Bethune, and the Packers. Man, congratulations on all 3 of them.
I appreciate that.
Let me piggyback off that too, Ike. And you know how I feel like about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, but I'm talking to 2 former players who spent the duration of their career with their respective franchises. Ike, you with the Steelers, Nick, you with the Packers. And I think it speaks volumes about the organizations, because this whole Aaron Rodgers situation, Ike, I think is so short-sighted. And to me, it's as simple as this. What's so bad about staying in Green Bay? You win the NFC North every year. If you think the Packers front office is inept, Ike, I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again. Let me introduce you to Chicago, Detroit, and Minnesota. You're going to win the division every year. The Packers just re-signed Aaron Jones. They also re-upped David Bakhtiari on the offensive line. Devontae Adams, you're paying nearly $17 million a year. You've got a pretty damn good defense over in Green Bay. To me, staying on the Packers, at least for the upcoming season and the 2021 season, is in Aaron Rodgers' best interest. Not to mention, if you go over and get traded to the Broncos, you're going to have to play Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Justin Herbert and the Chargers twice each season. So that's just kind of my 2 cents worth. I think it says a lot about both of your franchises that you played for, that both of you spent your entire careers with both the Steelers and the Packers.
Hey, Nick, I got a question. Just your personal opinion. You think A-Rod coming back to the Packers this year?
He only gonna come back if they listen to him.
What you mean by that, listening to him?
Like, since 2015, I would say the man just been asking for a little help. The type of player that he is, the caliber player that he is, and you look at what Tom Brady did, go to Tampa Bay, say, all he said, I need this guy, and that guy, right? And he been asking for just a little help, not a whole lot. You know, it's Green Bay, a small market, so you ain't gonna get too much. Too many people don't want to go to Green Bay and play in that type of weather. Like, you gotta, like, mentally strong to go play in that type of weather.
Right.
And he just was like, y'all just pursue, like, let me in on ins and out of what y'all thinking about doing, and I give my 2 cents. Y'all can take it, or y'all can don't have to take it at all. You ain't got to listen to me at all. But I think he just wanted to be more involved in certain situations.
So basically, you saying, like, if the front office and the management was just like, we're thinking about doing this. What you think? Just get me involved, or just inform me. So you saying that's all A-Rod wanted was, man, y'all just inform me. And even if we don't get that person that I might like, at least I know y'all tried for me.
Right.
Got
you attempt to reach out.
Got you.
And then, like, for the Jordan Love situation, same thing. Like, on draft day, you don't even call this guy before y'all draft a quarterback. We're like, hey, this is what we think about. We go ahead and draft our future right here. And what you think, is it okay? And A-Rod, I know, knowing A-Rod, he's been like, if this is what y'all think is best for the organization, by all means. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about, at this time, I think he probably was on his 2nd year of his deal. So he still have four more years on his deal. So he's not really thinking about that. So now with all that been planned over the past couple of years, now it just backfired on Green Bay in a sense.
I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back a little bit here, because you get Clemson receiver Amari Rodgers in the 3rd round. And I know you guys are going to love this as DBs, Jair Alexander and then Eric Stokes in the 1st round out of Georgia. You've got 2 lockdown corners on the outside. So, like, to me, again, I go back to, how do the Packers shake up with how do they stand out with the rest of the division? And I would imagine that they're going to be the favorite a season after appearing in the NFC Championship game. So to me, it's like, let's just reload and try to run this thing back.
I get what you're saying, but I see what Nick's saying as well. Mark, that he just wanted to be informed. Yeah. Even if he didn't like it, like, I'm not sure if he would have liked Jordan Love getting picked up that high, trading draft picks to get Jordan Love.
Yeah, they traded.
At least he was informed. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that caliber. For me, in Pittsburgh, 1, I wasn't that good to inform. 1. 2, they told me every year they were drafting to replace me. And I got the business side of that. I told them, man, y'all ain't gonna find another IT. So carry on. But for Aaron Rodgers, and you starting to see this is the generation, this is what they're doing, man. They getting guys, quarterbacks, like in the NFL now. They getting receivers, quarterbacks want to get familiar with. So just listening to Nick, it was basically, man, just informing whether A-Rod liked it or not. At least he was informed about what they're going to do coming from a front office standpoint. Now, the pushback to that is the front office ain't got to tell you nothing. That's what they're there for. They're there for the future and the competition. And the better the competition is at every position, the better off the team will be. So I get that front office standpoint. But just coming from a guy like A-Rod, the caliber, and knowing he's going to be on your roster, you know you got a chance.
Yep.
You know, and that's how I'm just guessing that's how he feels. Like, bro, y'all know every time I step on the field, we got a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Y'all do know this, right? So just inform me. Let me know what's going on. But I get what Nick's saying, but Mark, I see what you're saying from your standpoint.
Right.
100%. It's somewhere in the middle. I just think people get so obsessed with the first round picks, and it's like there are other position groups, there are other needs, there are other rounds in the draft. I think that focusing on the first round picks is just a little bit short-sighted, especially given the track record of success that Green Bay has had.
Hey, but look, A-Rod got to understand too now. Brett Favre was once in his position, and they drafted him.
Yeah.
Regardless on whether you want to say he fell late in the first round or they didn't get draft picks and push up to get him, man, everybody knew. Brett Favre, I remember Brett saying, man, he ain't got time to help. He trying to win ball games.
Well,
I remember Brett saying that. He ain't got time to help no young buck, man. I'm trying to win ball games. Now I think their relationship is better because they're both older and more mature about the situation now. But Jordan Love can feel the same way. Like, you know, Aaron Rodgers, he's in that Brett Favre position right now. Like, goddamn. If he thinks about it that way, which I doubt he will.
It's a little different. Brett kept going, I'm going to retire or I ain't going to retire. I'm going to retire. See, Aaron Rodgers ain't never came out and said he was going to retire.
That was the ESPN programming for like every summer for like 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, like I'm gonna retire. Oh no, I'm coming back. So he was so up. Brett Favre was so up and down, and he was just giving the Packers hell. if I'm the face of the organization, shit, why not? I'm gonna give him hell too.
I get what you're saying.
Ike, I know we're up against time. I wanted to ask Nick one more thing. You mentioned your teammate Charles Woodson, but your other teammate Atari Bigby. What's your best Atari Bigby story?
Atari, man, that was our hammer right there. Atari, you knew what you was gonna get. He was just a downhill, knock your head off, and didn't care about it. And one of my special moments was in the playoffs. I think this was 2007, and he came down and smacked somebody. I forgot who. Matter of fact, it was against Seattle, and he came down and just blew up everybody. And like that set the whole tone for the game. Seattle was hot at this time. In 2007, they hot. They come in. The and you know they jumped out on us real quick, and we ended up winning that game like 42-21. But it was like he was out there just blasting folks.
He was a tone setter.
Yeah, he set the tone. So he was just like our what's the name? Cam Chandler from Seattle.
Yeah.
Chancellor, yeah.
Yeah, Chancellor, yeah. He come out there and boom. That was him.
But Nick, you to this day, you still ain't got no neck. You act like you won't coming down here.
My beard.
I said, God damn, Nick still ain't got no neck, boy. I see why he was coming down.
Man, my neck,
down here.
My neck like this because once I had my neck injury for 2 years straight, that's all I did was work on building up.
I see. I see that right now. And it look like you still doing it. I said, God damn, I'm looking at my neck, I'm looking at Mark's neck, and I'm looking at your neck. I said, this dude ain't even got no neck. For real.
I gotta stay sharp, you know. I got these boys around here. They might want to try me one day.
Hey, Hey, all you gotta do is put them on your goddamn neck to break their back. That's a wrestling move. For real. Well, man, look, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. Got to give a shout out to Miss Courtney and Brinks TV for their ad living. Got to give a shout out to Bet Online. They've been with us from day one. Bleav in still a podcast. That's the fam. Got to give a shout out to my dog Mark right here. Make sure y'all subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating, just like a Diamond Hotel, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Twitter. I want to thank all the viewers and people just going on. Sorry, I got to cut short for time. I got to go get my son my haircut, but Nick, you got to come on often.
Man,
just to chop it up. We really couldn't get into detail. And once I say we got a special guest coming on, my dog Mark be happy as hell, man. Because he like listening to the stories, man. So I said my 2 cents. I'm gonna let Mark go on, say what he need to say, and close this thing out. But Nick, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Yeah, Ike, I'm like a kid on Christmas. And Nick, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, bro.
Guests, Nick Collins and Ike Taylor. I'm Mark Bergin. Thank you for tuning into the Bleav in Steelers podcast. We will see you next week. We have a loaded off season, plenty of guests still to come. So keep it locked in here on the Bleav in Steelers podcast. We'll see you next week. Take care, and so long, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.